It started on a rainy Tuesday, the kind where the sky feels heavy and the streets look forgotten. Mia was walking home from school, dragging her backpack, soaked shoes squishing with every step. She just wanted to get inside, change clothes, and forget the world. Then she heard it. A tiny broken sound. Mew. She froze, looked around. There, near the trash cans by the alley, was a small, dirty kitten, soaking wet. Shivering, limping on one back leg, Mia's heart clenched. She walked closer and crouched. "Hey, little guy. Are you okay?" The kitten stared at her with wide, golden eyes. Then slowly, painfully, it tried to stand, but its leg gave out and it collapsed again. Without thinking, Mia took off her hoodie and wrapped the kitten in it. "You're coming home with me." That's how Nico entered her life.
Subscribe and become an official member of Paws Odyssey, and also comment from which part of world you are watching.
She named him that night, after her favorite storybook cat. His leg was injured, his ribs stuck out, and he barely had the strength to eat. But those bright eyes never stopped watching her, trusting her. Her mom wasn't happy about it at first. "Mia, we can't keep every stray you find," she said, crossing her arms. "But Mom," Mia begged, "look at him. He needs us." Her mom sighed. "All right, but he's your responsibility." And Mia took that seriously. Every day, after school, she cleaned his little bed, fed him soft food, and helped him learn to walk again. It wasn't easy. He cried some nights, so did she. But slowly, he healed. One afternoon, just 2 weeks later, he jumped onto her lap by himself. Mia gasped, then laughed, tears forming in her eyes. "You did it, Nico. You really did it." He purred so loud it filled the whole room. From then on, they were inseparable. Mia would talk to him about school, her dreams, the kids who bullied her. Nico would nuzzle into her arms and look at her like he understood everything. He wasn't just a pet. He was her best friend. But something was off. Some days, Mia felt like they were being watched. Once, when they were outside in the yard, Nico suddenly froze. His ears twitched. His fur stood up. Mia turned toward the fence. Nothing. Just the street and the rustling trees. "Did you see something?" she whispered. Nico didn't move. Just kept staring. The next day, Mia noticed a black van parked 2 houses down. She'd never seen it before. The windows were tinted. No one got out. It was gone by nightfall. She brushed it off. Maybe a neighbor had visitors. But Nico didn't brush it off. He stayed close to her, stopped sleeping in the living room and started curling up on her bed, under her arm, every night. Then came the flyer. Missing cat. 3 blocks away. Tabby. Friendly. No collar. Mia stared at it on the bulletin board outside the grocery store. 2 days later, another flyer. Another cat. Same street. Gone without a trace. Something in her chest tightened. She looked down at Nico in the basket on her bike. He looked back up at her. "Don't worry," she whispered. "I'll keep you safe." But what Mia didn't know was that someone had already seen Nico. Someone who didn't see a friend. Or a soul. Just a price tag. Behind tinted windows, a man in the black van scribbled something in a notebook. His eyes cold. His fingers stained with something darker than dirt. He had been waiting, watching, and now he had a new target. Nico. Mia woke up to silence. No soft purring. No little paws on the blanket. Her arms reached out, searching, but the bed was empty. "Nico?" she whispered, sitting up. The room felt too quiet. She slid off the bed and checked the window. Still closed. Then the closet under the bed, behind the curtain. Nothing. Panic bubbled in her chest. She ran downstairs, calling his name. "Nico, come on, breakfast time." Still nothing. Her mom looked up from the kitchen. "He's probably hiding. No cats." Mia shook her head. "No. He always comes when I call." They searched the whole house. Every room, every closet, backyard, front porch. She even checked the neighbor's yard. but it was like he vanished into thin air. That evening, she sat on the porch, arms wrapped around her knees, tears streaking her face. "I don't understand," she whispered. Then she remembered something. The black van, the one that used to sit 2 houses down. It hadn't been around for weeks. But now, it was back. She stood up fast, ran down the street. The van was parked the same way, same spot, still no one inside. She walked slowly past it, trying to peek inside, but the windows were too dark. Something didn't feel right. At school the next day, Mia couldn't focus. Her eyes kept drifting to the clock. She just wanted to go home and keep looking. At lunch, she overheard 2 kids whispering behind her. "Another cat's gone." "That's the 3rd one this week." Mia turned fast. "What did you just say?" They froze. There's been missing cats, all from this neighborhood." Her heart dropped. That night, she went online and searched. Missing cats, Maplewood, town. Dozens of posts came up, one by one. Same pattern. Loved pets disappearing. No blood, no noise. Just gone. One comment stood out. "Saw a black van parked outside my house the day before my cat disappeared." Mia stared at the screen, her hands shaking. It couldn't be a coincidence. She rushed to tell her mom. "There's a pattern," she said. "It's not just Nico. It's happening all over town. I think someone's taking them." Her mom frowned. "You're scaring yourself." "No. I swear, Mom. That van. Something's wrong. I'll call animal control tomorrow, all right? Maybe they can help." But Mia didn't want to wait. That night she didn't sleep. She sat by the window, a flashlight in her lap, watching the street. Praying, hoping she'd see him come walking. Home. He never did. 2 days passed. Then 3. The house felt empty without Nico. Mia still called for him every time she came home, still left food out, still whispered his name like he'd answer. She couldn't give up. So one afternoon, she biked around town with a backpack full of flyers. She taped them to poles, to stop signs, to store windows. Missing. Orange kitten, injured leg, answers to Nico. She went back to the grocery store, the same place she'd seen the other missing cat flyers. This time, she posted her own. As she was pinning it up, an old woman stepped beside her. "That your cat?" she asked softly. Mia nodded. "Yeah. He's been gone 4 days." The woman looked around, then leaned closer. "You're not the only one. My neighbor's cat disappeared too. We think someone's taking them." Mia's throat tightened. "Why?" The woman didn't answer at first. Then she whispered, "I heard rumors about a man who sells their organs." Mia blinked. "What?" "On the dark web. People pay. I don't know if it's real, but the cats, they're not coming back." A chill crawled up Mia's spine. When she got home, she locked every door and sat with her back to it. Her world felt upside down. She pulled Nico's little toy mouse from the shelf, hugged it to her chest. "I'm gonna find you," she whispered. "I swear." She didn't know how yet, but someone out there had Nico, and if the stories were true, she didn't have much time. 4 days without Nico. 4 days of fear, of rumors Mia couldn't get out of her head. Cats disappearing. A man in a black van. And something darker. She didn't want to believe it. But deep down, she did. That morning, a strange thing happened. While putting up another flyer behind the grocery store, Mia noticed scratch marks on a utility pole. They were low to the ground. Sharp. Fresh. She followed them. They led into a thin dirt path behind a row of fences. She hesitated. Looked around. No one. Nico could be out there. Her feet moved before her mind caught up. The trees thickened. The air got colder. The further she went, the quieter it got. No birds. No wind. Just her breathing. Then she saw it. A small shed. Hidden behind thick branches. The door was slightly open. No windows. Just wood and rust and silence. She stepped closer. Her heart pounded so loud it felt like it echoed through the trees. Mia pushed the door open. The smell hit first. Rot. Blood. Metal. She covered her mouth, trying not to gag. Then she saw the cages, lined against the walls. Metal cages, some empty, some not. In one corner, a cat lay still, eyes open, no movement. In another, a gray tabby shook in fear, its paw swollen and bloody. Mia stumbled backward, eyes wide. Oh my God. Then her gaze landed on something worse. A table. Not just any table. It had tools, scalpels, syringes, stains that were too dark to be anything but blood. A clipboard sat beside them, pages filled with notes and prices. He was selling their organs. Suddenly a soft sound came from the back. Mew. She froze. She knew that sound. She ran to the last cage, dropped to her knees. Nico. There he was, thin, dirty. His injured leg worse now, wrapped in something soaked with blood. But his eyes lit up the second he saw her. She sobbed. I found you. I found you. He let out the softest meow and leaned against the bars. But she didn't have the key. Footsteps. Mia jerked up. The door creaked behind her. A man stepped inside. Dark coat, gloves, the same eyes she'd imagined in her nightmares. He stared at her. Calm. Cold. You shouldn't be here. Mia backed away. You took him. You took all of them. He didn't blink. They're just animals. No one misses strays. Her voice shook. They're not just animals. They matter. He matters. He took a step forward. Leave now, or you won't. Mia's hand found a rusted pole leaning by the wall. She grabbed it and pointed it at him. Stay back! He smirked. You don't scare me. But before he could move, a noise came from outside. Tires. Then voices. Loud ones. Animal control. Open up. The man froze. Mia had left her phone recording. Left it on the path with her bike. Someone must have heard the crying cats. The man turned to run. Mia reached for Nico's cage, yanked at the door. It didn't budge. Officers rushed in, yelling, grabbing the man. One of them ran to her. There's a key on the wall. She grabbed. It fumbled. Found the right one. The lock clicked. The door swung open. Nico fell into her arms. She held him like she'd never let go. One of the officers gently said, You saved them. All of them. Mia looked around. Cats blinking in the light. Some hurt, some just scared, but alive. She kissed the top of Nico's head. I promised you I'd find you. And she did. But the nightmare wasn't over. Nico was alive, but barely, and the damage might already be done. Nico's body was weak. Too weak. His breath was shallow. The wound on his leg throbbed with every heartbeat. He couldn't cry anymore, couldn't move much either. But he could hear whispers, footsteps, metal clanking, other cats whimpering around him. Then he smelled her. Familiar, warm, safe. Mia. When the cage door opened, he tried to lift his head. It took everything he had. But he saw her face, her eyes wide with tears and fire. I got you, she whispered. We're going home. She reached for him, wrapping him gently in her hoodie. He tried to purr, but it came out broken. Then, sudden noise, loud yelling, metal crashing. The man, he wasn't gone. One officer had rushed out to call for help. In that tiny moment of confusion, the man had broken free. Screaming like an animal himself, he shoved a shelf down. Tools flew. Mia ducked, holding Nico tight. You're not leaving, he shouted. Mia backed toward the door. One of the officers tried to block the man, but got shoved aside. Stop, she yelled. You're done. He didn't listen. He lunged at her. Nico let out a faint growl, his last bit of strength. It gave her just enough time. She ran, out the shed, through the trees. Nico clutched to her chest. Thorns cut her arms. Branches scratched her face. She didn't stop. Behind her, the man chased, his breath loud, heavy, getting closer. "Come back, he's mine." "No, he's not," she screamed. Up ahead, her bike still lay where she left it. Her phone was gone, probably taken by the police, but none of that mattered now. She threw one leg over the pedal, holding Nico tight, tried to ride, but the tire was stuck in mud. She turned around. The man was there, just feet away. "You can't save him," he hissed. "I already did," she said. Then something happened. From the trees came flashing lights. Police, more of them, sirens, voices shouting. The man froze. 2 officers tackled him to the ground. Handcuffs clicked. He screamed, kicking, but they didn't let go this time. Mia dropped to her knees, gasping. One of the female officers knelt beside her. "Are you okay?" Mia nodded. "Nico. He needs help." The officer looked at the kitten in her arms. "We've got an emergency vet coming." Minutes later, the vet arrived. A young woman with gentle hands. "He's in shock," she said. "We need to move fast." As they placed Nico in a small oxygen box, Mia reached in to touch his paw. "Stay with me," she whispered. "You're so close." He didn't move. Hours passed. At the clinic, Mia waited outside the room while they worked on him. Tubes, fluids, bandages. Her mom arrived, wrapping her in a hug. "You were so brave." Mia didn't answer, just stared at the door. Then the vet walked out. Her face was soft, calm. "He's alive," she said, "but it's going to be a long recovery." Mia's knees gave out in relief. She walked into the room, sat beside the small cage where Nico now lay. Clean, resting, breathing. His eyes slowly opened. She smiled through her tears. "You're safe now." He blinked once, then painfully lifted his head and purred, just barely, but it was real. She leaned in close. "I love you, Nico." That sound, the broken, soft purring, it said everything back. But deep down, Mia knew. Not every cat was saved. Some were lost forever. That thought would never leave her. And neither would the question. Why? Why would someone do this? She didn't have the answer, but she had Nico, and for now, that was everything. Nico's soft purring filled the quiet room. Weak, but there. Each breath felt like a gift. Mia didn't leave his side. Not for food. Not for sleep. She held his paw through the glass of the oxygen chamber, whispering stories, memories, promises. "You're gonna get better," she told him. "You have to." Outside the clinic, the world changed. News spread fast. Local man arrested for trafficking cat organs. Over a dozen cats rescued from a hidden shed in the woods. Young girl's bravery leads to shocking discovery. People were angry, heartbroken. The black van was gone. But the damage remained. Pet owners across town started locking their doors tighter. Missing cat posters got candles placed under them. Vigils, flowers, names of pets that never came home. Mia watched. It all from the clinic window, but her world was still just one thing. Nico. Days passed. He got a little better, ate tiny bites, lifted his head, but he still couldn't walk. The leg was too damaged. The vet gave her options. "We can remove it," she said gently. "He'll survive. Cats adjust well." Mia looked at Nico, at the leg that had always been hurt, even when they first met. "He's a fighter," she said. "Do it." The surgery took hours. She waited with her mom, clutching Nico's little toy mouse in both hands. When the vet finally walked out, her smile said it all. He made it. Mia cried like she hadn't cried since the night he vanished. That evening, she sat beside him again. He looked different now. 3 legs. Bandaged. Tired. But his eyes, those same golden eyes, still watched her like she was his whole world. "You're my miracle," she whispered. He blinked slowly. And for the first time since the shed, he purred strong. A week later, the town held a community event at the park, a fundraiser for animal rescue. Mia was the guest of honor, but she didn't go alone. Nico came too, tucked in a cozy little stroller, blanket around him, head peeking out. People gathered. Some cried, some thanked her. Some just stood quiet, holding pictures of the cats they lost. One boy walked up holding a frame. Inside was a photo of a white kitten. "She was mine," he said. Her name was Snowball. Mia hugged him tight. "She mattered," she said. By the end of the night, donations had poured in, enough to fund a new shelter, enough to build something good from something awful. Back home, Mia placed Nico on her bed. He climbed, slow but steady, finding his way with 3 legs like he'd always had them. He curled up in her arms. Safe. Loved. Alive. Her mom stood at the door, watching them. "You did something big," she said. "You saved him. And others." Mia nodded. "But we couldn't save them all." "No," her mom said. "But Nico's still here. That's something." Later that night, Mia looked at the stars through her window, thought about the others, the ones who didn't make it. She whispered their names, even if she didn't know them all. Then she looked at Nico. "You're not just a cat," she said softly. "You're hope." He purred again. Some things never fully heal, some scars stay. But sometimes, when you love hard enough, when you refuse to give up, something incredible happens. A miracle. And sometimes, it comes with 3 legs, golden eyes, and a heart that refuses to stop beating.